Go ahead.
Your mic in place?
Yes, sir.
You're tuned to 90.7 FM, where WNCU proudly presenting and preserving America's treasure here at North Carolina Central University Midday Jazz for your listening pleasure. And hearing music from Benny Golson's quintet, the Domingo, is a tune that you heard. Benny Golson, the composition, Benny Golson on the tenor sax, Curtis Fuller on the trombone, Kevin Hayes at the piano, Tony Rita songs around us here at WNCU, and we're honored to have the wonderful, great Benny Golson in studio with us this afternoon, as well as Bouna Ndiaye. Benny Golson is going to be performing a part of the 23rd annual NCCU Jazz Festival. He performs tonight along with the NCCU Jazz Ensemble. Showtime is 8 p.m. in B&. Duke Auditorium. We invite you to come down and welcome to WNCU and welcome to NCCU Benny Golson. Thank you for coming in.
Boy, it's great to be here.
And welcome, Bouna.
Thank you so much.
Bouna is going to honor us by interviewing Benny Golson this afternoon here on Midday Jazz, and we'll be playing music that Benny Golson has actually selected out. We've got some of the CDs in the studio. We'll be presenting his music. But go ahead, Bouna.
Well, Aasim, thank you so much for having me. I do African music. I do Bonjour Africa, but I am very close to Benny Golson and the jazz that he represents. We met in Senegal at the St. Louis Jazz Festival. That was after I brought in, when I was program coordinator at Duke University, Miss Jean Buck. For those of you who don't know who Jean is, let me just ask Benny Golson. Hello, Benny. Can you tell us a little bit about Jean Buck?
Jean Buck is a lover of jazz. I met Jean years ago. She goes way back to Duke Ellington, Count Basie. That was long before I knew her. There was a friend that was a very good friend of hers, who used to play at the Carlisle. What was his name? I can't remember his name.
The singer?
Yeah, singer.
Troop? Troop? Bobby Troop?
No, not Bobby
Okay.
Troop. Bobby's... There's another one because I introduced him as Bobby Troop once. I was embarrassed. Bobby, oh... He was amazing. He was at that club for years. I can't remember his last name. It's terrible. But anyway, yeah, and I met him through her. And she took an interest in this photograph, Great Day in Harlem. And she did quite a few things with that picture. We took that picture. It was just a picture. It was in Esquire magazine. I read the magazine, and like all magazines, eventually I threw it in the trash. And I had the occasion to go to Columbia Records to talk with Bruce Lundvall, who was the president of Columbia Records at the time, and he had it on the wall. And I said to him, you know, Bruce, I'm sorry that I threw that picture where I had it in the magazine. I went back to Los Angeles in a week. The mail came. It was a big photograph from him. I called him and thanked him, and I think I thanked Jean for all she had done relative to the picture.
Yes, that was very interesting. My meeting with Jean came from a lady in Chicago, Donna Hollifield. Jean went to Chicago to present A Great Day in Harlem. And that lady whom I knew sent me later an email, not an email, excuse me, he doesn't do email, a letter telling me that there is this lady named Jean Buck who has this great jazz documentary that you need to look into if you are interested in doing some programming here in North Carolina. And of course I was. So I talked to Jean Buck. And I said, Jean, I want you to come here to North Carolina to present for the screening of A Great Day in Harlem. Tell me how much. And we went all through this arrangement and finance and all that. And I brought here Jean. Well, later on, I went to Senegal, to the St. Louis Jazz Festival. And who was the headliner? Mr. Benny Golson. All right, we had a good time there. But we didn't have enough time to talk about all these things. At that time, you had your CD, the Terminal album.
Oh, yes.
Now tell me about the Terminal and the Terminal, the movie itself. What connection is there?
I got a call while I was in Europe from my office, which is in Los Angeles. And they said, we got a call today from Steven Spielberg's office. They want to know if you're interested in appearing in a picture with Tom Hanks. And I told her no. She was surprised. She said no. And then I explained to her why. I'd gotten calls from advertising agencies to come in and maybe be a part of a commercial. I never got the parts. I got a call twice from Woody Allen. I never got chose. I said, no, it's another one of those. She said, no, he wants you. I said, really? So then I got in touch with his office, and they sent me a script, short script of what they wanted me to say in the film. And I had to go downtown to New York to some place that recorded it, and they were happy, but they saw the look on my face that I wasn't too happy. They said, well, what's wrong? I said, well, a musician might say that, but he wouldn't say it quite like that. They said, well, let's do it again. So we did it again, and they sent it to Steven Spielberg, and he said, that's it. Then they said, okay, you and the group will come to Montreal, Canada. That's where you're going to, we're going to shoot this. And Steven said to me, we're going to, he had rented an abandoned airplane hangar. He said, we're going to make a nightclub scene for you. What kind of piano would you like to have? I said, a 12-foot Steinway grand. When I got there, it was there.
That's very interesting. Nice story.
This is one of the musical selections that Benny Golson has chosen for us. It's music from his release called Tenor Legacy, Never Come Back to Me. And I see that you dedicated this tune to the great Ben Webster.
Right. We put this together. The record company wanted me to do something representing other musicians. And I remember Ben playing this tune. As a matter of fact, we did Body and Soul too. And we used somebody that you might know from here, named Branford Marsalis.
Oh, yeah.
He was on it with a tribute to Coleman Hawkins. And we did some other things too. It turned out to be interesting.
So Benny, jazz is something that was born here in the United States, but is loved all over the planet. Tell us about jazz in different parts of the country, of the world. Your experiences also about that.
Jazz outside of the United States and almost every country I've played in has somehow a deeper and a greater appreciation than we have. Here we sort of take it for granted because you can hear it here and there, a bar on the corner, and buy the records. You can go see these people in different venues, expensive venues or cheaper venues. But there they don't have that much exposure to it, or they didn't in the past. Of course, now there's more exposure, and their ability to approximate the level that we play when we play it has really risen, especially in Japan. There's Watanabe mentioned just now. There was a group there too, Sugo Nobuhara and his Sharps and Flats, the big band from, yeah, they're fantastic. And he was a tenor player, Sleepy Moto, I think was his name, tenor player. Fantastic. They had a youth band too. I heard a band I was approaching with Dizzy Gillespie and Thad Jones. And we heard this band playing, and when we got to the room, it was a bunch of kids, 13, 14, and 15 years old, playing big band arrangements. I couldn't believe it. Oh yeah. And even in Russia. We went to Siberia, and they had a tenor player, piano player, bass player that were killing. You would have thought you were in New York City. Yeah. The level of playing is coming too.
Well, when we met, this is the second time. The first time we met, that was in Senegal at the Saint Louis Jazz Festival.
Yes.
And you were the headliner of that particular performance. Could you tell us your experience being in Senegal and being at the Saint Louis Jazz Festival?
Well, when we were going there, I didn't know quite what to expect. I have to tell you something that doesn't have anything to do with the music I just told you. I had the best lamb chops I ever had in my life. I ate lamb chops every day, so when I didn't turn into a sheep. But the acceptance of the music from the people came as a surprise. Surprise only because I didn't know what to expect. And it was delightful being there.
Here's another tune that Mr. Golson has chosen for us. Blues March is one of your most famous tunes, I guess.
Yes, this treatment is a little different, as you'll hear.
Yeah.
Sort of everything is delayed.
I'm going to give you, it's from your release called That's Funky. Blues March here at 90.7 WNCU.
Blues March with Art Blakely and the Jazz Messengers in Tokyo, 1988. I was there.
Isn't that something?
I was there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, all the Frank Lacey, all of them were there.
You remember that?
Yeah, with this coat and tie, shirt and tie. Everybody neat.
Frank Lacey.
Yeah.
Delayed.
He had something.
It's time for him to go.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap this up in just a few minutes, 5 minutes, all right? Okay, we're gonna back out of this and they say you gotta go. Blues March, music from a release called That's Funky from Benny Golson's quintet. And Bouna, we gotta wrap this up shortly, and so
Sure.
he has to
Now,
go.
I have a last question that I will ask Mr. Golson here. If you were asked to perform tonight with one of the deceased musicians that you only one that you will pick, who would that be?
One of the ones from what we played so
From the Great Day in Harlem Photography.
Farmer.
Art Farm. Okay.
That's who you're standing next to right in the picture.
Right.
That's right, that's right. Well, I think that everybody's waiting for you. Just send your last message to the listeners of the Afternoon Jazz right here on WNCU with Mr. Aasim InShira.
Yeah, I told him to keep listening because it was a surprise to me. High level stuff.
We're going to close out. Thank you so much for coming over, Mr. Golson. And folks, turn out because performance 8 p.m. in Duke Auditorium here at North Carolina Central University. The great Benny Golson performing along with the NCCU Jazz Ensemble. He picked Jam the Avenue. This is for you, John. This is what we're going to close out with. For 90.7 WNCU, thank you so much. And come on out and enjoy the concert tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.